The 2004-2005 season marked a very interesting year for football. You could say it was the year a new era was born, as Messi got his first debut minutes for Barcelona, Ronaldo presented himself to the world as a world-class talent, and Mourinho won the Premier League in his first season. But it was also the season that introduced maybe the weirdest transfer saga ever. During the Youth World Cup in 2005, John Obi Mikel impressed many while playing for Nigeria, as they reached the final but in which they lost 2-1 to Argentina and a back then mostly unknown Lionel Messi. Mikel won the silver ball after being voted the tournament's second best player just after the GOAT, which is an amazing feat. But it is an even more amazing feat when considering Mikel did all of this while participating in one of the weirdest transfer sagas ever, that included suspicion of kidnapping and a year-long court fight between two of Europe's biggest clubs. It all started back in 2003, where a Nigerian teenager traveled to Finland to take part in the U17 World Cup with the U17 youth national side of Nigeria. Despite not making it out of the group, as Nigeria finished behind Argentina and Costa Rica, Mikel still set his mark and earned a trial with Manchester United's first team. Mikel continued to impress during training and played so well that Keane and Paul Scholes told Sir Alex Ferguson that he must sign Mikel. Nothing happened immediately though, and after a month's trial with United, Mikel had another trial with Carrington that lasted 3 weeks. Eventually, Mikel returned back home to Nigeria to his family and at the time current club Plateau United, and ended up not receiving a contract offer for United this time around. Instead, it was Norwegian club Lyn, out of the capital of Oslo, that signed Mikel, and it was only after a few appearances for Lyn before the interest from United was reborn. And on the 29th of April 2005, mere few days after Mikel had turned 18, United announced that they had struck a deal with the teenager for £4 million. But there was something a bit off. The 4-year contract had been signed without Lyn officials and Mikel actually meeting with representatives of United in person, and Lyn had negotiated with United without even involving Mikel's agent John Shitu. Looking back in hindsight, this was a big mistake and could have prevented the transfer saga. But at the time, Lyn only faxed Shitu a message reading something in the lines of "Their services aren't needed by Mikel anymore." Lyn then initiated the transfer saga, since Shitu meanwhile was talking to Chelsea representatives over a potential deal. Despite Mikel looking joyful and committed, even wearing a United jersey during the press conference that Lyn held, announcing the departure of Mikel to United, Mikel's agent were in the midst of planning a meeting with Chelsea over in London. And it was only after actually signing with United that Mikel discovered that Chelsea also had showed interest. This lack of communication between Mikel and Shitu was of course a fault of Lyn faxing Shitu, and Shitu therefore not knowing that Mikel actually were in the process of signing with United. The sudden discovery for Mikel meant that he was suddenly stuck in a limbo that he simply had no control over. And the following days after actually signing with United, Mikel flew to London with Shitu, where they met with Chelsea representatives and negotiated a contract without anyone else knowing. So at first, no one in Norway, England or the whole world knew where Mikel had suddenly disappeared to. And this led to the news outlets in Norway reporting that Mikel had been kidnapped. It later got uncovered that Mikel had flown to London, where he stayed at a house that Mikel actually had to stay at for a whole year, because after United found out about what had happened and what was going on, they took Chelsea to court. A year-long court battle between United and Chelsea ensued, and despite Mikel still being a Lyn player, he did not play a single minute of football for Lyn, for certain legal reasons. He still participated in the Youth World Cup of 2005 and ended up winning silver medals for his country. But all of this was during the late spring of 2005, and it was not until 2006 that Mikel became a Chelsea player and got to play real professional football minutes again, eventually ending the transfer saga. The year-long court battle ended with Chelsea being condemned to paying Lyn the initial £4 million, but also £12 million to United in compensation for the inconvenience. Mikel racked up a mere 6 appearances for Lyn before initiating the weirdest transfer saga in the modern era of football, and Mikel ended up becoming a Chelsea player, as we all know, for who he played for 374 times, winning 2 Premier League titles, 4 FA Cups, 1 Europa League trophy and a Champions League trophy, so you could say it ended happily after all.